20 habits I'm using to go from minimum wage to rich. Well, rich-ish. Richer for sure. Let's get into it. Okay guys, so welcome back to the channel. Now, today I'm going to be sharing the 20 habits that help me start investing whilst working a minimum wage job. Now, if you think investing is only for people that make six figures, I'm here to tell you that that is not the case. These are real life habits that changed my life, built a foundation to help start me grow my portfolio and start investing. So I've put down 20 things that really help me out, and let me know in the comments if you're doing any of these, if you're doing some things differently that really helped you. I'd really like to know. So I've broken them down into four different categories. So the first one is going to be mindset shifts. The second one is going to be budget and systems. The third one is going to be frugal hacks and side hustles. And the fourth one is going to be investing habits. So let's start with that phase one. So mindset shifts. So habit one, I think it's probably the most important one, especially when you're trying to build a portfolio, and that is living below my means. Now, the first and hardest bit was learning to live below my means. So that meant prioritizing essentials, cutting out unnecessary spending, and realizing that every pound I didn't spend was one step closer to financial freedom. So that really set the foundation, and that's habit one. Now, habit two was learning every day. So I treated financial education, or I treat financial education like a part-time job. So I read books, I watch YouTube videos, I listen to money podcasts, and the more I learn, the more I started seeing beyond my paycheck and what my paycheck could actually do for me in 10, 20 and 30 years time. Now, habit three was setting clear financial goals. Now, one habit that helped me stay focused was goal setting. So not vague goals like get rich, which is a great goal, but lacks specific. So like save 1,000 or invest £50 a month. These gave me direction and helped keep me motivated when I was getting lost a bit in all the financial stuff. So it's that goal setting, clear pattern that you need to follow, whether that be saving a £1,000 emergency fund or just investing £50 a month. It's that goal setting that can help you break free. Now, next, habit four is going to be delayed gratification. So this is when I started to train myself just to wait for things. So not splurging when I got my paycheck. So instead of impulse buying, I'd write the item down, wait a little bit, usually forget about it, and this helped me save a lot of money over time, and it went straight then to my investment. So if I really wanted something, I'd just, not count to 10, but just put a pin in it, wait a little bit, realize that money could be better spent growing a portfolio, and then I didn't want it as much. Now, number five is tracking my net worth. Now, I've actually done a video about it, and it's really interesting. So even if my net worth was negative for that particular month compared to last month, I'm still going to track it. That one number reminded me every month where I stood and where I want to be. And seeing small improvements help keep me going. So yeah, that's an important one, just to track my net worth and setting goals to where I want that to be and moving towards them. And all of these habits help build that number up. So that's the mindset shifts. Next, let's move on to budget and systems. So habit six, zero-based budgeting. So every pound I had, I'd list income, subtract expenses, savings, investments till it hit zero. This made sure I wasn't just hoping to save, but I was actually making a plan to. It's a massive difference doing that. Now, habit 7 was going to be automating finances. Is automating finances. Now, one of the best habits is automation and getting into a habit itself. So you sort of set up auto transfers with your savings and your investments. That way I was paying myself first without thinking about it. So that's a really important thing there. And it just, again, builds your wealth, builds your portfolio. Now, habit 8 was going to be weekly. It's going to be, keep doing that, weekly budget check-ins. Now, once a week, I'll sit down and just go over everything. So I'll check my spending budget, and that small check-in keeps me on track and prevented small mistakes from turning into massive setbacks. Now, habit 9, this is quite old school. So it's the envelope system. So if I were to go out anywhere with my family, it doesn't need to be in an envelope, but it's the envelope system. So when we're going out somewhere and I say, right, I'm going to have £35, put it in an envelope or just a different pocket and say, that is the money that I'm spending. This meant that at the end of the day, when inevitably we'd go to the gift shop, I was getting 1 or 2 things, but I wasn't going ballistic in the gift shop because this is the money that I have to spend. And once it is gone, it's gone, that's it. So you sort of prioritize what you want on that day and don't go beyond it. And that's the envelope system. Now, habit 10 is avoiding lifestyle inflation. Now, at the minute, that's pretty difficult for me to do whilst on minimum wage. However, in the very near future, I think I'm going to be getting a lot more additional income, potentially from this very YouTube channel. So once that does start to happen, it's going to be very important that my lifestyle doesn't change, my expenses don't increase, and then that additional revenue is just going straight into my portfolio to help get me to financial freedom that little bit sooner. So even though I can, I'm in the slow lane at the minute, but if I start getting more money and I can feel like I can drift out into the fast lane, even though I can do that, just stick in your lane, stick to what I'm doing now. Any additional income is going straight in the portfolio. And that is habit 10. Now that rounds off budget and systems. Next, let's go into frugal hacks and side hustles, which is what we're doing now. So habit 11 is meal prepping. So eating out used to absolutely destroy my budget. So I started meal prepping every Sunday because it's just so expensive. It is takeaways, things like that. How expensive are Chinese? I have to remortgage to get Chinese now. It's ridiculous. I love them. They're so good, but they're so expensive. Now this saved me money, saved me time, and helped my health too. So I'm not getting as many takeaways. The veg tends to be cheaper than the chocolate. So I'm losing a few pounds in my waist, not in my bank account, which is important. And even £5 lunches, they can add up to thousands a year. So meal prepping, really important. That's habit 11. Habit 12, no spend challenges. Now, if you're new to this, it's quite an interesting thing to do. So you do a 30-day no spend challenge. So no clothes, no entertainment, no coffee shops. It's just pure essentials. Now this challenge can help reset your habits, and it makes you understand how much money you're leaking every month. Because at the end of it, you'll have quite a nice chunk of money that can then again go into your investments, into your portfolio, and help grow it. Now, habit 13 is using a public transport or just walking. Now, if you're living in a city, and there was nothing I wanted more when I was younger than to go and live in London. Now, I couldn't think of anything worse. I couldn't think of anything. I have friends that live in London. The prices of everything, God, I couldn't imagine anything worse than living in London right now. But if you do, then you have a chance to not have a car, to not pay for petrol, general maintenance, insurance, things like that. You can use public transport, take advantage of it, or walk to wherever you need to be, because everything is, within touching distance, basically. Here it's a little bit more tricky, but where I can, I will use public transport, so I'm not spending as much on petrol, and that's going to help a little bit, but again, every little help, kind of like Tesco. Now, habit 14 is going to be side hustles. So one of the side hustles is this, what you're seeing right now. So this YouTube channel will eventually, I'm hoping in the next couple of weeks, start producing a revenue. And as soon as that happens, of course, I'm going to let you guys know how much is, what I'm earning the first day, first week, month, if you'd like to see that. And I'm also going to be tracking it as well at the end of every month. So this is one of them. I can pick up extra shifts at work. I've sold some stuff online. So even an extra £100 a month kind of changes the game a bit, because that £100 a month, I don't see it as extra money. I just see it as investment fuel. Just get it on the fire and then your portfolio tends to grow. So that it's not money, it's just investment fuel. Get it working for you. Now, habit 15, we've just touched on it. So it'll be selling unused stuff. So going through the house, sold everything that I didn't need. Was quite a bit, but not very expensive stuff. It just helps you. Another, like I mentioned, like £200. And again, it's not money, it's just investment fuel. Let's get this fire burning and let's get to financial freedom as soon as we possibly can. And that is the end of the frugal hacks and side hustles. Now, number 4, category 4, is investing habits. So, habit 16, starting with micro investing. So I use Freetrade, and I'll link down there in the description if you guys want to do that too. And it's just little amounts here and there. And it's just about building that habit, having that consistency over time. I think I remember when I first started investing, I was so nervous and almost to the point where I was scared to do it. But as soon as you do it, you receive your first dividend check, it becomes less daunting. And when you start to build that habit, it feels really nice knowing that you're building for your future. So just start with little amounts and make it a habit. Habit 17 is going to be dollar cost averaging. So you pick an amount, £10, £20, £50, whatever it might be, and you invest it monthly. So not trying to time the market, just continually doing it. It doesn't matter if it's up or down, you're just investing for the long term. Now, having said that, earlier in the year, the S&P 500 did fall quite a bit, and I was in a position where I had a little bit of money saved up, and I invested it. I was planning to anyway, but I just happened to hit that huge when all them tariffs came in and the price went down. I invested quite a bit then, and it's since recovered. So this year's looking pretty good so far. Fingers crossed, touch wood, touch wood. But that habit is not timing the market. It's just investing little by little and just building that portfolio. Habit 18, avoid get rich quick schemes. Now, you kind of have to learn this the hard way. There is a plethora of websites, YouTube videos, whatever might have you, and it's just constantly things that seem too good to be true. So there's real bold claims on the internet, but it's about not getting sucked into those schemes. If something promised fast money, I stay away. Real investing is slow, it's steady, and kind of boring. Well, I actually love it. I don't think it's boring at all, but that's how it should be. Building up slowly. It's not get rich quick. It's hard earned, but at the end, it's going to be well worth it. Now, habit 19 is reinvesting dividends. Now, this month, I have made more in dividends than I ever have before, and in a few days I'm going to be showing you guys exactly who paid me what. But it's been a really, really good month. I'm going to be using that money to then go and buy more shares so that I can get even more money, and that's how the snowball is going to start, and my wealth is going to build and build and build, fingers crossed. So that's habit 19. Reinvest in those dividends. Don't take it out to go and purchase something, PS5, things like this that I really want. I don't have that much going in this month, but again, just reinvest the dividends and have that portfolio grow. And finally, habit 20 is getting into long-term thinking. Now, I stopped thinking in days, weeks, and months and started thinking more in years and decades. And this helped shift my mindset, especially when the market was in a bit of a downturn. It helped me stay calm. So it is nice if you can get in when it drops, but realistically, on average, it's just gonna, fingers crossed, I'm not Mystic Meg, but since inception, the S&P 500 has had pretty good returns and it's weathered quite a few storms in that time. I think on average, it goes up about 10% a year. There will undoubtedly be years when it's down and when it's up massively, but on average, it just tick along at that sort of pace. So yeah, it's long-term thinking. Try not to panic when the market hits a downturn. Easier said than done. Again, I am fairly new to this, so there is a bit of a when I see that, but it's just trying to not panic. Remember that what you're doing right now is not for now, not for next month or next year, but it's decades away, and this money will grow and hopefully, fingers crossed, give me a fantastic retirement. Now, earlier in the video, I touched on tracking my net worth. Now, I did do a video on tracking my net worth, and it was surprising how much someone on minimum wage was actually worth. And if you want to know how much that was, I will leave that video linked right there. I found it shocking when I put it all down, but yeah, pretty interesting. But apart from that, I'm Steve. This is the Extra Income Boss. I will see you guys again in that one right there. Peace.